family? This is Josh.
Hey, yo, what's going on? What's going on? This is NasZ, and this is
the Josh and Nas Show.
Kind of makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? This is Josh with my boy.
What's going on, man? This is NasZ, baby. Right here, the Josh and NasZ Show. Tell them what it is, Josh.
They ain't ready for this, and this is actually a special one. Usually what we give people here is, we kind of hit the entrepreneurs, we talk about what the entrepreneurs are doing, but today I decided to switch it up, I wanted to go into a different direction. We have a special guest here. His name is Amir Mustafa. I met this young man back in about a month or so ago when I was going to protests during the Israel and Palestine conflict. And I got to admit, man, what I saw, when I first went to the protests, because to be honest, I didn't know exactly what this whole thing was really about. I knew there was a conflict going on, but I had no clue until I, randomly decided to go to a protest on July 15th over here by New York City at the UN. And when I got there, I just saw, what I saw there basically blew my mind and really changed basically my perspective of the situation and what was going on. And that was actually the first time that I got a chance to meet him and see him and just basically see him in action. What I'm telling you guys is, I feel like I have a very good intuition when I can spot somebody who looks like they know what they're doing and at least they can lead the charge, and Amir was that guy. I had the pleasure of actually interviewing him afterwards, and, I saw it firsthand, exactly, what that passion was, that fire was inside of him. So for me, to get him on here right now, for him to do me that favor, yo, Amir, I really appreciate it, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Now, Josh, I'm going to call you Josh, right?
No problem, man. I got 9 names, you know what I'm saying? Everybody calls me that. Yeah. But anyways, bro, real quick, just, if you could just give us a little bit of a backstory on you, so, just to let people know who you are and what you're about.
Well, as far as backstory, since we're coming, I guess, on the topic of the whole Palestinian Gaza, what my background on that, for as long as I can remember since I was a kid, it's always been the whole, Palestinian-Israeli oppression. So it's always been a taste of it in my life, whether we didn't have a touch of it on American media, we always had it on Arabic media, on, how the Palestinians were moved from their land. It reaches all the way back to my grandparents and my ancestors. So I always had a touch on that. But as far as my American lifestyle here, I've always been I come from a big family, a family of 10 total. Three brothers, well, a total of 7 siblings. So,
I know the feeling. I got the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fight for yours coming up.
Come from a big family. My father has a great work ethic, so when it comes to work, it's always hard work, or you won't be successful at all. So it's always, school, work, always been on my thing, trying to look out for me and my family. So working hard is probably where it's going to get me right now, and staying dedicated. When you find passion in something, everyone's trying to find themselves. So I'm trying to find myself at this point on what I passionately like doing, what I passionately like to talk about, and see where that's going to elevate me and where it's going to take me.
Okay. Actually, another thing I wanted to do to get into real quick.
Hold on.
Yo, you about to be?
Right
I go.
Hold on, right quick, man. Amir, guys, for you people listening, this is my first time even knowing who Amir is, having a conversation with him. Right now is my first time, and I'm sold already, because those of you who've been listening before, you've listened to any shows in the past, really me, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care what you do, how you do it. What I care about is that you're passionate about what you're doing and you're going after what you believe in. So, and I firmly believe that your passion will lead you to your purpose, and your purpose will help you take care of the people around you. So, Amir, I'm going to let you know right now, man, I'm sold on anything you got going, bro. I just had to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I really care about. Josh knows, man. The people listening know that I really get pumped up when people going after what they believe in. And the fact that you just, working hard and you're going after and you're really searching for that passion, man, I'm pumped up. So this interview is going to be off the chain, man. You can continue now, but I just had to say that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. And this is what it's really about, bro, because, I realized that it was about that time that we kind of switched it up and go down the route and actually just show, the different avenues of life that people walk. And, the fact that you are walking this type of avenue, and I wouldn't, correct me if I'm wrong, I would say you're walking more of the activist avenue. Am I right on that?
That's true. That's true. You know, when you start taking on this path, it makes you it makes you rethink everything you've been wanting, like you had your mind set to in your earlier life, and compared to now when, you know, new cards are being dealt to you. Like, you know, is this the way you're gonna take it? How are you gonna start elevating it in a certain way? And, you know, what way you're gonna apply it, and how are people gonna start, you know, not just moving the way you think, but moving the way we need to move as a whole in general. You know, where people need to start, you know, waking up, and where is it going to take me, and how can I take people, how can other people lead me, how can I lead other people? So it's a matter of working amongst people who are not just going to follow, who's also going to lead. So that's a route you have to, like, you know, watch out where, you know, when you start leading, you don't want to lead people to a certain way where, you know, you're not 100% right. You're going to always need someone to count on too at the same time. So it's just trying to build a group of people around you who have the same passion and desire for you. So that's what I'm looking for at the same time.
Right. And if you could just touch a little bit of how you basically got into more or less becoming an activist. Like, what made you more or less just make that decision? Okay, look, I'm just going to step up, and if they're going to have stuff out there, to get involved in it.
There was when it first happened, it was my mom always took me out to these rallies when I was younger. Whenever it came to, you know, serious intifadas, like revolutionary meets, when it came to whatever happened to Palestine, it just so happened every time these revolutionary things happened, whenever these rallies happened, it just so happens, like, you know, Israeli oppression was caught on camera, and, you know, injustice was being done to the Palestinian people. So when it came down to this one, you know, it was only so much that I've been seeing on the social media. You know, it's like I've never seen it like that before. I've always seen what the news reported. You know what I mean? But this time I started seeing things like raw footages, you know, images like from direct sources, you know, and it allowed me to start perceiving truth in my own eyes, and not because someone else told me. So it started getting my blood boiling more and more. And then when it came to that first day you saw me speak at that rally, I've never actually had experience in public speaking at all. Never had, like,
I think you said in the interview too, yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually had it. It was just something that came, like, I came in that day, and when I first walked in, I heard, like, you know, the people on the microphone. I'm like, yo, where's this sound coming from? I don't see a platform. I don't see anybody. Where's the eye contact? Where's the person that's talking to the people?
Right.
You know, and I didn't feel so much movement in the crowd. You know, when I was standing among the crowd, I'm seeing people look at each other, standing each other, like, you know, just having conversations with each other. I think that someone listening. So what I wanted to do was, I'm like, yo, I have something to say, and, you know, I want everyone to know how I feel and how we, you know, what direction we're going in, and, you know, how to wake people up. So I basically pushed myself through to the crowd, and then I came up to the barricade, and I said, yo, give me the microphone. I got to say something. They're like, wait, where are you from? Which organization are you? I'm like, I'm not with any organization right now, but just give me the mic. I have something to say. I spoke to Miriam, who was one of the hosts that actually set up the event. The event that was set up by two independent, I think.
Yeah, it was Holder and Miriam, right? You know them personally?
Personally, no. I actually met them I seen them on Facebook. Well, I seen them on Facebook based on the event itself, because the event itself was being passed around with flyers on, like, a week prior, 2 weeks prior, a week and a half or so. There was a flyer being passed around, no information on who organized or anything like that. So I seen it was interesting. I took a snapshot of it, and I posted it on my Facebook, and I posted it on my Instagram. And then all of a sudden I started seeing these people started, you know, reposting it. And then eventually the numbers reached so high on Facebook. A lot of people started, you know, taking pictures of their flyers. A lot of people started sharing the event. So it was a success, the event. So I felt like I played a role already in that in setting up the event and reaching out to my followers, even though I didn't have that many on my Instagram. But right. So I was like, you know what, I have, like, some part to play, you know, even though I asked some people to come, and I asked a lot of people to join. So I was like, you know what, since I asked these people to join, let them at least hear what I have to say, you know, directly. So I jumped on that microphone, and then whatever happened, I had, like, nothing planned. I just went with the flow, and then it took over me. At one point, I mean, there's probably some video footage where you could see the emotion and the passion. Like, my eyes were, like, completely out of it. I felt like I lost control. but at the same time, I felt, I still had control. What I was saying, I was trying to watch out, because of what we say now. Everyone's worried about being watched or anything like that and what they say. So I feel like there was nothing, I had nothing to worry about. So I just spoke freely, and as long as, we spoke peace and spoke love and spoke, having consideration for others, there's no need to worry about anything. So we can move from there.
Let me tell you, NasZ, when I saw this guy come up, bro, and that was when I was with this kid, and we was, basically I was on the, I don't know if I was I was basically, I was in the back, you know what I'm saying, and then Amir just came up, and I think you had the megaphone at that time, right, or you were just voicing off your voice box?
I had it off there. I had the megaphone, and I had the I always had the megaphone on me. Whenever you see me, you see me.
Yeah. So definitely,
That was basically my weapon. You know what I always felt, some sense of pride with it when I had it on my side. I was like, this is my weapon,
It's staple. It's like, if I don't see you without the microphone, I don't think it's you. You know what I mean? I think it's some carbon copy or something. I'd be like, come on, where's the real Amir? Yeah, but NasZ, I'm gonna tell you, son. I'm gonna tell you, bro. When I saw him talk, son, it was crazy. It was just like, you know what I mean? I really thought he did this before. I thought he was like probably one of the ones who organized it, because the way he was spitting, it was just like, you know what I mean? It was concise, it was smooth, it was cohesive, and it just sounded like, you know what I mean? He was feeling the heart of the people. You know what I mean? He was touching that soul.
Yeah.
The way he was talking, and it was just ridiculous. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, dude, we got to get the interview with this guy fucking ASAP as soon as this thing is done. He's one of the ones who knows what's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Amir, like Josh, like if he met you, you met him at the first time you went, Josh?
Yeah, we met the first time. Josh is one of the inspirations too. Josh is a great inspiration too to me.
You had to pump Josh up, because I've talked to Josh every day for like the past few months, like every single day for the past few months. And throughout that time when he was really going, and when a lot of the protests happened, he was pumped up about it. He was like, yo, people out here, man, they're really sharing things. NasZ, if you were here, I know you'd be here with me. So I know you played a big role in Josh getting pumped up and being more adamant about being there and being for a cause, because that's one thing that he started, sharing with our followers is, representing a cause, whether that be building a business big to help other people, or building a community of people that represent something, that are fighting for something, that are trying to move something in a certain direction, whatever that is. Like, he was completely embodied in that. So whatever you said that day, whatever you did, whatever you continued to do, it was powerful. And I know more people than just Josh were touched that day because of what he said, just off his energy, man. Because I know there was not a large gathering of people there with Josh in the middle and you spitting, and Josh the only one feeling it. You see what I'm saying? So, like, with Josh, he's pumped about something, it's for real. And you can hear him talking now, like when he's trying to explain to me, you want to hear the energy too, right? And I can feel it, bro. So, man,
the thing is, I could see something in the guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I sent you that message.
Yeah, great influence. Honestly, Josh's words is very moving, man. Very moving to me. The fact that he expressed how he was touched, the fact that how he expressed how he was moved was a great inspiration. And when it came to Josh coming up like that, I'm glad, stuff like this can wake people up. And, it's like you never felt like you would stand for a cause. You never thought you'd be that person. But Josh came out. I felt like he was showing up to more of these events than me. And I'm like, oh, wow. I got to keep up with Josh himself, too. We keep up with our busy lives. And Josh is just really, people know Josh at the protests. People know Josh at the rallies. They seen him. Josh was always representing. Whenever it came down to help, he was like, yo, great influence to a lot of people, not just me. Josh himself is an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always told me that, and I was kind of like, all right, you don't understand. You're more of the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he comes with the megaphone. I'm just there with the camera, bro. I'm like the cheerleader for everybody. I'm like, yo, son, look, I'm going to make you like beast. I'm a beast on this thing. I'm going to just go crazy, because I want people to know. And I especially wanted to make sure that, because I was always asking, yo, son, is Amir here? Is he going to come on stage? Like, well, not the stage, but whatever the hell platform they had, you know what I'm saying, to talk. Because I knew for a fact that, what these because I agree with him, that what they kind of lacked was somebody who, you know what I'm saying, in a motivational way can, really inspire the crowd, grab their attention. You know what I'm saying? They had a couple of people who could have done it, you know what I mean, and they kind of executed. But I knew for a fact that if they had him on there, it would have been, You know what I'm saying? It would have been a lot, like in my opinion, would have been a bit more impactful. So, you know, one thing I wanted.
Let me.
You got a question? All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot, Amir. Just if you can kind of just take a moment and take your mind back to that day where you spoke for that first time, and just kind of give me a little bit of what you say. You don't have to go all out. You know, there's not a crowd in front of you. I just want to know a little bit about what you were speaking about and what your real concern. Because if it was good enough for the people there to hear it, man, the people that are listening right now, they need to hear it too, because it's about a movement, it's about a cause. And like I told you, I'm all in on it. So just give me a little bit of insight of what you were speaking about that day and how you were moving people, bro.
Well, when it first started, it was basically I tried to get the attention of the people. And one thing that was best, you know, one thing I know that we all agreed on, especially this generation, is we're all on our, you know, we're all on Facebook, we're all on social networks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and one thing I felt like, how did I get there, or how did Josh get there, or how did anybody else get there? Was through social networking. How did this awareness come about? You know, so it was just a matter of, you know, I felt like, you know, the way we can spread awareness, in all honesty, is, you know, the media control that we have is just as far as social networking itself. You know, mm-hmm. where we don't rely so much now on, you know, what CNN tells us, or what, you know, Fox News or whatever these other news stations, you know, however they want to depict their information. You know, we have access to this information ourselves. I mean, we are in the digital era. We are in the internet era, where everyone and everything we do is on the internet, and everything we do is on Facebook. So like a big part of me want to emphasize on, you know, how we can spread this awareness. You know, because a lot changed as far as when it comes to the Middle East, when it comes to Egypt, when it comes to all these other countries and nations that, you know, stood up and that revolutionized their nations, and they wanted to change. One great example was Egypt, on, you know, how they got the attention of the people and how they communicate was Facebook and social media. So I always wanted people to keep in mind that you guys have, you know, that we had a sense of power in social media. The social media itself, you know, there's a lot of people who post and share what it is that they're posting, what it is that they're sharing. I wanted to emphasize on that part. And a lot of people was able to relate to it, and I was able to relate to it completely on touching on that. And there was a lot of, you know, I've really felt like because I've been to these rallies over and over again, and it seems like it dies out over time. You know, mm-hmm. It just it becomes more people just reacting rather than, you know, being proactive. It was more reactive than proactive. So people see people dying, right? And they see it in their own face. They see, you know, gory images and, you know, children dying, and a lot of people just want to come out and, you know, and rally. Yeah, people, and a lot of people want their voices heard. But it seemed like I wanted it to be at a time where, you know what, guys, we're not just going to stop because the people are dying. You know, because, yeah, that's the first step. But are we going to continue going on? You know, and that's a matter of belief. Like, when are we going to stop fighting? You know, when are we going to stop making sure our voices are heard? So when it came to right now, there's like a ceasefire that came to some agreement, and they're waiting to put things together. But it doesn't look like it's going in that sense, because there's still an occupation, there's still an oppression on top of the Palestinian people, and a lot of people feel like they're more relieved now. You know, as long as there's nobody dying, you know what I mean, people stop. So I wanted to push the idea of, you know, we don't have to stop and just end the killing. We can keep going, because if we set our goals higher, I wanted to set the goals higher to end the oppression. You know, what it is that we believe in. A lot of people want to end the oppression. A lot of people want to end the occupation in Palestine. And a lot of people, most of your viewers probably don't have a touch on this, but there's actually an event being hosted on the 9th, if anybody would be interested in going and hearing about, you know, the history of Palestine, on how it came about and why they're being so oppressed. And
you know I'm there, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to send you an invite on Facebook. Maybe we'll promote it a little bit more. But
yeah, so this people are hearing this right now. People are hearing this today, Monday the 8th. So this is actually going to take place tomorrow, Tuesday the 9th, correct?
Today is the 8th. Tomorrow's the 9th. No,
yeah, Tuesday.
What's it?
Hold on.
No, today's the 7th. Today's the 7th.
Right. Well, people are hearing Tuesday. This on the 8th. People are listening to this right now. It's Monday the 8th. So it's actually going to be Tuesday the 9th, which is from the time you're hearing this when it's released, it's going to be tomorrow, guys. So if you are in New York City and you don't support the fact that people are being persecuted, and you support peace, you support freedom, you support the cause of people being able to express freely how they believe, what they believe, and be able to live a life above oppression, you need to be there. Josh is going to be there, so if you want to even just meet Josh personally, you want to meet Amir personally, just be there. Because I'm way in Jackson, Mississippi right now, and if I could be there tomorrow, I promise you I would be there because, again, like the people listening, I kind of want to bring this full circle for everybody that's listening because I done got pumped up, and I'm walking outside right now, like just walking up and down the street, and I got pumped up. I want to bring this full circle for everybody. Majority of the people that are listening right now, they listen every week, and they're getting something about entrepreneurship, getting something about internet network marketing, building a business. But I'm bringing this full circle because all that goes back to what he said in the beginning, work ethic. Like if you believe in something, if you believe that this is something that you have to do, that you're supposed to do, if you believe you're supposed to move people, you got to work your ass off to get there. You got to work and push forward for it. You have to build a community of people that believe in the same thing and then be able to lead them forward and bring up other leaders that lead people forward no matter what you're doing. Whether it's building a business, fighting for a cause, creating a coffee shop, you have to build a community of people that support that in order for it to thrive and have success. So, guys, if you're in New York City, any part of New York, Manhattan, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, no matter where you are, you need to be there tomorrow because it's about the cause. If this was your family, if this was your people down the block, you want to be there. And you don't want people elsewhere to be standing up and fighting for your cause. So no matter what you're doing, you got to have some passion about it. No matter what you're doing, you have to have a cause that's gonna move people forward. It's gonna move you forward. Something worth fighting for. Your belief has to be so strong that it will never die, and nobody can make you quit on it. No matter what you're doing. Again, I know you guys are used to hearing about entrepreneurship, about building a business, but it all boils down to the belief, the ability to lead, and the ability to have a community of people that believe in something and move forward with that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Amir, you done got me pumped. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm out here sweating. For real, man. For real. Because, like,
it's out there in Jackson, so you don't get out there. They got the mosquitoes and shit.
Yeah, man.
We got
they bite me up. But the thing is, man, like, I'm pumped, bro. Like, I can feel the passion in everything you're talking about. Like, Josh, you got a good one for this show, man. Like, this going to give people a different
Yeah, man, because I knew, bro.
That's
it. I knew.
Yo. Yeah, like, just full circle for you guys. It's passion, it's belief, it's fucking work, man. And that's what you got to have in order to be successful in anything you're doing. If you can have all the belief in the world, but you don't have the work, it's not going to be there. You can work your ass off, but if you don't have the belief, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to put that. I'm probably going to interrupt again because, like I said,
No, it's fine.
I'm in the gym pumping iron, man. I'm so pumped.
Let's get pumped. Let's all get pumped together. Let's go. Let's do this. Come on.
Yeah, one thing I just wanted to touch on again. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I wanted you to, because I know we touched on this a little bit, but I wanted you to give a little bit more of an example. What do you think leadership has already done for your life, bro? Like, in what ways are you leading? Aside from, you know what I'm saying, the taking an active role in activism, taking an active role in stuff, like what other ways, or, you know what I'm saying, if you could just give, you know what I mean, how you feel it's important for people to take that shit, like take it up, you know, the self-leadership at least, before they can even demand to lead somebody else.
Exactly, yeah. When you feel like you're taking on a leadership role, people look at you, and certain things are expected from us as leaders, you know. What is it that we're going to do? You know, and I can't, you know, well, you know, considering ourselves to be leaders, and you know, who wants to lead people, who wants to lead people by the masses, and you know, gain to a bigger movement. We have to understand first that we have to know how to lead ourselves before we can take anyone else on. Okay, because if we can't lead ourselves first, and you know, and then we start taking other people on, then it will just be pure, like, you know, chaos. You know, you start saying do this, do that. That's not basically what a leader does. You have to start, you know, before you start saying, okay, we're going to do this, you have to start doing these actions yourself. If I can use like a little example, if we're familiar with Gandhi, at one point there was a woman that came up to him and she said, I oh, my son here is like, too addicted to sugar, and I need him to stop eating sugar. You seem like a very good, role model, a good figure for him. Can you please tell him to stop eating sugar? He told her, okay, come back to me in 2 weeks. She was wondering why he told me to come back in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, within the 2 weeks that passed, Gandhi ended up cutting off sugar from his diet completely, and then went to the kid and said, and told him the benefits of why he should cut off sugar and why he should and why he shouldn't eat it. So before, taking anyone else on, and before, having people do what you want to do, you have to take it on as your own responsibility first, and then see how you would handle it. And then it's like basically putting yourself in the position of the people, putting yourself through the same struggle as them, and from then on you'll be able to feel what they feel, and you can relate, and it's much easier to, connect with, as far as the people that you stand with. So leadership on that note would be good to lead yourself before you can take anyone else on.
Right. So take care, make sure that your path is set first.
Yes.
Or you decide to lead somebody else on another path, you know what I mean? Or, you're trying to go on this thing here.
You got to be an example, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. Lead by example. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Got it right on the money.
And because I wanted to touch on this real quick before anything else. What do you think are the challenges that we are facing? 'Cause, you know what I mean? Look, Amir, me, you, and NasZ, and basically a bunch of people are probably going to be listening to the show. We are more or less considered inner city kids, you know what I'm saying? Or, NasZ, I don't know if you're in the city or not, but, you know what I mean? We're considered part of that minority group that's, around what they'll call the ghetto, right? And they expect us in the sense that, for the most part, that our challenges are like, we can't really do anything for ourselves in a sense. Like they make it seem like, and this is what I've been seeing, they make it seem like, we're always a bunch of complainers who, always say that we don't have enough around us, that we don't have the the means to get up, we don't have the school, we don't have this, we don't have that, so it's hard for us to make it happen. But I'd like to say that I don't think that's true in any sense, because the way I look at it is like this. Look, three of us here, rose above that, We rose above that stereotype. We decided to choose our paths the way that we went about it, and we seem to escape what ended up happening to basically everybody else in the ghetto. And not just us, a bunch of other people as well. But I want your idea on that. Do you think those challenges that these people, others will claim that are on us are realistic enough to put us in a stop us? Like, are they able to stop us, or is it just really a mindset type of thing where we just got to make a decision and make it happen and just go forward with it?
You see, the thing is I believe that, when it comes to, coming from, a lower class, lower class from the lower class, it is a little bit more difficult. There's a little more challenge to it, mostly because, there was the upper class, the higher class that would actually try to suppress them and try to keep us at this level. And that's the challenge that we face. And it's not that hard to overcome that challenge, because what we do have at our resources, we do have school, we do have books, we do have knowledge around us, we do have communities that we can work with. We have neighbors where you start, like, let's say you want to start improving your own neighborhood, you have yourself, you have your family, and then you have neighbors that you can, connect with and build from there. And when it comes to challenges like, elevating yourself to success, it's challenging for anyone, whatever level you're on. Whether you come from an upper class, you start at a certain level, and if you want to reach at a higher level, it's going to be challenging for them too. So everyone faces their challenges on their own level, on their own means. So it's not us. We can't always try to hold other people accountable why we can't do this, and we start pointing the finger at other people on why we can't do anything. We have to start looking at ourselves. A lot of people would say, they're not allowing me, they're not allowing, so, and it does get tough for some people. It does get difficult, because in reality here, racism is not completely abolished in this, in this state, because as far as, government-wise, everyone's equal. But in the eyes of the people themselves, there's still
segregation.
There's still among people, because they might not say, I'm not going to hire you because you're such and such of this minority. They'll say, you're just not qualified, And people do face these challenges. But the matter of, if you overcome these challenges, you constantly going out there, you're always going to find, you're not always going to bump into, cruel people who don't want to hire you, or you're not gonna always. Well, there's always going to be some kind of obstacle, no matter where you come from, no matter what sense it is, whether it be, religion, whether it be politics, whether it be going to school, exams and all this. We all set at our own level, and we have to try to meet certain standards. But it's just a matter of striving and being persistent. If you're not persistent, you try it once and then it doesn't work out for you, chances are, who are you going to start blaming? If something doesn't happen and we start pointing the finger at other people, that's just a sense of not taking responsibility. So if we start taking responsibility for our own actions, on why didn't I get up for work today, or why didn't I get up for school today? Because a lot of people face hardship, but it's just a matter of just getting through the hardship. The moment you pass that little hardship that you're going through, you're obviously going to face something else down the road. So each person works at their own level of hardship, no matter where you come from. It shouldn't be an excuse, whether you're in the upper class or some certain things may be easier for other people and it's harder for us. And some things may be easier for us that's completely difficult for other people. We do have opportunity. We do have school. We do have, as far as building relationships with people, we can all do this. This is all, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not hard, but it's possible. It's possible to get things done. And the things that we face now, as far as we can say there's a state of oppression of the minority. If I'd like to point out, what's happening in Ferguson. Touching up on that, how, when it comes to the black community, they're constantly being harassed by the cops. Now, in a sense of always being harassed by the cops, there's only so much you can take before you say, that's it. I can't take it no more. You know what I mean? People
in any situation.
What we do, it's not. We're not all logical. We're not all logical. Everyone here is emotional. Everyone carries their own emotions, and everyone tries to deal with it. Everyone tries to, be passive about whatever's happening to them. And that's the thing about rising up. Rising up to the occasion when the time comes. And people is like, everybody needs to start standing up. Everybody needs to start waking up. This is like a very critical time, and I feel like, especially in history too, where the direction this country is going in, where the direction we're going in with our own personal lives, or what do we do with our lives every day? Are we actually trying to do something productive in one day, or are we not being productive? So when it comes to the Ferguson issue, it's like people have to start understanding why people are the way they are. And why do people, want to stand up against, police brutality? Obviously, when it comes to the, not the minority, when it comes to the upper class and people that aren't constantly being oppressed or constantly being harassed by the cops, they will never understand exactly why, the black community is standing up against police brutality, because it's something that they face day in, day out. They're constantly being harassed. So now when we look at Ferguson, we look at how they rose up to the occasion, how together, united, they were like, you know what, I don't have to, a lot of us move in numbers. We feel more confident when we're backed by people, and that's the thing about unity too. When it's always the person, it's not always the first person to take the step, it's the second person that, that comes after him. Why? Because first person goes, he's the one he's like the big risk taker, and then the second person says, you know what, I'll join this person. And then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth, and then numbers start gaining. And that's when people start realizing, okay, it's time to start wondering why so many people feel like this. How are we going to rise up to these occasions, and what is the next step?
And by the way, I just want to jump in on that. That is also basically a quality of leadership, taking that initiative, that risk-taking factor right there, being the one to step up and start up. That is, in essence, as you begin on your leadership path, something you should, you know what I'm saying, like, You basically, this is what you do to get it started. You take that initiative, you take that risk, and, whether people want to follow you or not, then depends on the other qualities you develop.
Exactly, yeah. Making a change, taking risks. That's what it is. High risk, high reward. We don't know that.
Yeah, exactly, man. You don't take no risk, you don't get no reward, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, that was Listen, guys, if you are listening to this podcast show, you need to listen to it again because the breakthrough that you had just right there is nothing compared of what you're going to get the next time you listen to it. Because Amir brought it from a different angle, but still the same story. It boils down just to the natural elements of being able to live life and then take it to the next level, period. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in something, you have to believe in something. It doesn't matter what, but you have to believe in something and be able to stand up for it and be able to allow others to rise up and be able to stand with you for whatever cause to move forward with anything you do. Because once you're unified, it's hard. It's not impossible for people to bring you down. So this was good to me. I learned a lot, man. Amir, I got to meet you in person, bro.
Yeah, and I want to tell you something, guys.
Pleasure.
Yeah, dude, I want to tell you something, guys. This guy, he doesn't do what we do. You know what I'm saying? He's not totally involved in internet marketing and stuff like this. This is just stuff, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, Amir, that you just kind of, you picked up doing all your, your travels, what you were doing and stuff like this. This is stuff you picked up and kind of started realizing on your own. Am I right?
Yeah, life experience. When it comes to the business state of mind, we all got the same business state of mind. I got a shop. I try to apply everything you do. When you pick up things, how you guys, Josh and NasZ, you guys, you pick up on this and you can apply it anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wouldn't be just to an activist movement, who would benefit. This can benefit people as a whole. Whether you apply it, as far as applying it to business, working as a team too. And how you guys, I know as far as, where I work at my shop, we want everyone to be on the same page. We want the technicians, we want the workers, and everyone to be on the same page because we're standing up, we're basically working for the same purpose.
Right.
What is it? Do we want to gain more clientele? Do we want to gain more people? And how do we go about that? And it's the matter of communication too. A lot of communication is big. Communication is big, and understanding where people come from. When you start understanding people, you're able to work with each other.
Right.
And that's the beast part. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, it's just, you know what I mean? I'm just amazed always when I'm able to meet somebody who doesn't, just walks into the avenue of life, you know what I mean? And they, it's just similar stuff, you know what I'm saying? It just means that, for me, that, this, people who get it, you'll know them, you know what I mean? Like, real recognizes real, you know what I'm saying? And that's what ended up happening between me and Amir, you know what I mean? I just saw it right there, and I'm telling you again, Amir, publicly on this, that you need to cultivate the shit out of that skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know it will take you places. I know that it's going to be transforming lives all over the place, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have that quality, son. You really do. NasZ, I know you agree with me because you beast right now.
He's talking about, in search of a passion. Bro, I think you've already found part of it, and that's just me listening. I don't know you. I don't know what you look like. I don't know where you're from. Don't know how tall you are.
You look Puerto Rican, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get that. I get the Puerto Rican look. So,
but it's like the energy there through your voice, man. So it may not be what you're called to do, but it definitely has something to do with it, bro. For real. I agree with Josh 152%.
Thank you.
All right. Well, just to close this out, I just, just give people basically what the future is in your mind, what you're going to be, getting yourself involved with, what issues you're going to be making sure you hit on constantly. I know you kind of hit on it a bit throughout the talk, but just to give people full circle understanding, what's next for Amir.
One thing I try to strive for, as far as it's a big part of my life now. A big part is when I found as far as my faith. A lot of us, whether I wanted to touch on this. Hopefully, a lot of people can relate to it. Whether it be Christian, Jewish, or Muslim. I come from a Muslim faith, and I've dealt with a dark past. So when it comes to finding yourself, a lot of people find themselves when they start realizing faith and when they start realizing respect for each other, having compassion for one another and having mercy for one another. And as far as when it came to my faith and my religion, a lot of it, I started looking into it a lot more. So when it comes to, Christianity, when it comes to Judaism, when it comes to religion, and a lot of people and I'd like the followers to know, is everyone that's listening to know is, you know, a lot of people have conflict when it touches on religion. It's a very touchy subject, but when people find religion within themselves, it puts them more at peace. You know, whether you be Christian, Jewish, or you know, or Muslim itself, because as far as Islam accepts all religions, and when you start accepting other religions too, people start accepting you more, and it becomes more of a covenant where everyone is more understanding of each other, and everyone has their own beliefs, and you can't, you know, ridicule or accuse anyone for beliefs or anything like that. So when I find when it comes to me and where I'm moving forward with, it's really to help people move in a sense of, you know, like, you know, together, standing together, and having compassion for one another. Whoever stands together, it's like not a matter of, you know, there's probably always going to be difficulties among ourselves, but it's just a matter of, you know, hey, if it's a little thing, it's not about just to complete this message. It's about handling it in a certain way, you know, using our judgment the right way, you know, not pointing a finger at people and misjudging people. One person does one wrong thing, you try to label them as a bad person in general, or, you know, just putting people down. It's just a matter of raising people up. You know, when someone does something good, it's just a matter of letting them know they do something good. You know, if someone finds himself, if someone's struggling, you try to help them too. You know, if someone asks for a hand, you give them a hand. You know, if you see someone in need, you give someone help who's in need. So it's just a matter of, you know, reaching out to others and, you know, helping other people elevate and, you know, raise themselves up, pick themselves up, especially when they're down and, you know, they're down. A lot of people really need that push, you know. A lot of people, it's hard for them to get up. You know, if we start saying, you know, just you can do it, you can tell someone that, oh, you can do it. But it's just a matter of you to have the physical, you know, support. You know, like, yo, here, you guys grab them by the arm and pick them up and just put them on their feet and be like, you know, this is what you got to do. You know, what's the next step for you? You know, and
right.
you don't want to control someone's life, or you tell them what to do, but you just give them a push. Give them a push,
right.
like a little wake up call, because you can wake them up before you stand up. You got to wake up. You know. So the first step is not shout at people, you know, stand up and all that stuff, but people got to start realizing what's happening, you know, what direction we're going in. So the direction we're going in, you know, I feel like, you know, you keep it positive, you live a positive life. You know, no matter how much this world will look like it's going into turmoil, there's always going to be some resistance factor, you know, where people always got to try to, you know, go against, you know, what this world is throwing at you. You know, so that's what it is. If you start going with the flow, or whatever the world goes, chances are you're just gonna be another. We don't want to be sheep in this world, and I know everyone listening does not want to be a sheep. No one wants to be sheep here. So everyone here trying to lead their own lives, trying to you know, raise awareness to whatever is going on in their lives. You know, whatever help they need. You know, as far as having confidence in each other. So if I can emphasize on, you know, confidence in each other, helping each other out, especially, you know, even people you don't know. You know, one thing a lot of people struggle with is poverty and homelessness, and, you know, people that are in need that don't have it. So lending a hand out, you know, giving. When you give it, you know, it brings you more peace. It brings more happiness to yourself. You know, when you spread your happiness, a lot of people enjoy, you know, the spread of happiness. You know, you smile at people, you share that. It elevates a lot of people on that level.
That's
nice.
You got something to add now?
No, man, I said nice.
Well, you know what I mean? Look, that right there is the powerful statement. We could definitely close it off right here. Amir, I really appreciate you coming on this, man. Thank you.
Great pleasure, man.
Thank you. You know what I mean? For a fact that I had to, you know, honestly, the reason why I decided, you know what I'm saying, to invite you on here is because I said to myself a couple of days ago, I was like, I got to find a way to give this guy a platform where he can, you know what I'm saying, again, cultivate it and get that message out, because I know that message you had was, you know what I'm saying, powerful. It was what people need to be hearing in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's what people need to be understanding. And, you know, I just knew we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? We got to take the show into a different direction, kind of give people that broader sense that, okay, look, it's not just about being entrepreneurs. It's also about being, in a sense, human. You know what I mean? And connecting with, humanity. And, Amir, you touched on it, man. You brought it. And I really appreciate that.
Most definitely appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's like a pleasure for me to be on this show. As far as there's a lot of people here listening. And, touching on what I believe in. Hopefully, a lot of people have the same passion we have, and building on that passion, whatever passion that you guys have, as far as just moving forward with it and helping each other move forward with it.
For sure. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 7. NasZ, man.
Yo, let me do my thing, guys. Let me do my thing, bro.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Josh and NasZ Show, episode 7. You can keep up with us on JoshandNasZ.com/show. Guys, each and every Monday we bring it to you real, raw, and uncut. No matter what it is, we're building you up, taking you to the next level. Remember that the last breath is not as important as the next, guys. Episode 7, we'll see you next week. Peace.